This question comes from pretty much every middle school science class at some point in human history. What would happen if everyone on Earth jumped at the exact same time? Let's assume we somehow convinced all 8 billion humans to gather in one spot, agree on a synchronized jump, and, most impressively, not start fighting while waiting for it to happen. The first challenge: location. To make this experiment remotely feasible, we need everyone on solid ground. No boats, no trampolines, no treadmills, just plain old Earth. The only place with enough flat land to fit that many people, shoulder to shoulder, is somewhere like the Great Plains, or maybe a purpose-built mega jumping platform spanning hundreds of square kilometers. Let's assume everyone is packed in tight with about half a meter per person. That's about 2 square meters each, so we need 16 billion square meters, or 16,000 square kilometers, about the size of Kuwait. We could name this place Jumpistan. Now, the jump. We'll assume the average person jumps about 0.3 meters off the ground, which is a generous estimate considering we're including toddlers, octogenarians, and at least 200 million people pretending to jump while holding their phones for a selfie. So, 8 billion people jumping, with an average mass of 62 kilograms, accounting for children and lighter populations in developing regions, creates a total upward momentum. The force applied to Earth would be massive, momentarily. However, Earth is also massive, like unfathomably massive. It weighs around 6 times 10 to the 24th kilograms. Compared to Earth, humanity is a layer of fuzz on a bowling ball. The recoil of everyone jumping would technically move the Earth, but by less than the width of a hydrogen atom. That's not an exaggeration. Earth would budge by about 10 to the negative 19 meters. In other words, absolutely nothing happens. Unless you're a subatomic particle physicist. In that case, congratulations. You've finally observed motion on your scale of interest. But what about the landing? Surely that's where something big could happen, right? Everyone lands back on the ground at almost the same time, channeling 4.7 times 10 to the power of 11 joules of energy into the Earth's surface. That's a huge number. For comparison, it's roughly the energy of a small tactical nuke. Impressive until you remember that Earth gets hit with hundreds of times more energy every second from sunlight alone. Also, because people are spread out across 16,000 square kilometers, the energy per square meter is about the same as a mosh pit at a music festival. You might feel a faint tremor if you were nearby, but no cities would crumble, no volcanoes would erupt, and nobody would be launched into orbit, except perhaps in a very enthusiastic YouTube thumbnail. Seismologists might notice a global ripple if they looked closely. One oddly synchronized thump across an unusually flat country. But otherwise, the Earth wouldn't even flinch. Let's entertain an alternate version. What if, instead of being spread out, all 8 billion people jumped in the exact same place? A giant world-sized floating platform built in space, just hovering there like a sci-fi trampoline. Everyone jumps up, then lands, and the platform launches downward, flinging itself toward the Earth like a galactic pizza peel. That would be dramatic, also very unrealistic. Physics still wins, and the energy would mostly be absorbed by the platform itself, not transferred usefully to space or Earth. A better question might be, what if everyone jumped in different directions at the same time? Now that would be interesting. We could probably alter Earth's rotation slightly if we choreographed it just right. Unfortunately, coordination among 8 billion people is tricky. We can't even agree on how to eat pizza, folded, flat, or with pineapple. So organizing a planet-scale directional jump is unlikely, but let's not dismiss the power of synchronized humanity entirely. If 8 billion people yelling could be heard in space, or 8 billion people clapping at once could generate a weather event, they can't, but it'd be cool. Then maybe 8 billion people jumping could do something important. Not physically, but symbolically. Imagine a moment where everyone, from every country, every background, and every age did the same simple, joyful act. Jumping together for just 1 second. No politics, no borders, no Twitter threads arguing about it. just gravity and people and a lot of surprised dogs. In the end, the real shift wouldn't be geological. It'd be psychological. So, what would happen if everyone jumped at the same time? Pretty much nothing, and maybe everything.